I was recently assured by an acquaintance at Carlisle Citadel Station that Northern Rail's advertised £1.50 tickets were a scam. They didn't exist. I could only point out that I had bought one. Well, actually two, since they only cover single journeys, and was about to use them. Carlisle to Leeds return. Almost 5.5 hours of travel on England's most scenic railway line for a total of £3. Some scam. This wasn't to have been a filming day. I wasn't going to carry heavy-duty tripods, drones, etc. around Leeds all day, so took only my still camera. When 4 Class 90s arrived on a northbound freight, well, I couldn't ignore them. A further pair arrived southbound. Six Class 90s together at the Citadel. What a start to the day. A little further interest. John is celebrating a quarter-century of selling coffee here. Happy Silver Jubilee, John. Then the icing on the cake. The stock of the Royal Scotsman draws into Platform 3. Just imagine a trip over the Shetland Carlisle in such ultra-luxury. Oh well, dream on. And so to board my train for the trip to Leeds. Much development work is going on in the vicinity of what used to be Leeds City Station, and it still bears that name over the station entrance. When I used to motorcycle through the city centre on my way to college in Manchester, there were 2 major termini in the city, with Leeds Central situated nearby. Central closed in 1967. And yes, I used to motorcycle down here. Totally pedestrianised today. In an age when so many of our towns are dying, Leeds seems to be flourishing. Anyone of a certain age will remember that television programme The Good Old Days, broadcast from the City Varieties Theatre in Leeds.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen!
Well, here we are. As I continue to explore, I discover As a keen student of history, you wouldn't expect me to ignore this. The Timothy Taylor's landlord was excellent. Mind you, just 100 yards away I discovered another hostelry claiming to be Leeds' oldest. How many others are there, one wonders? In due course, back to the station and the train for Carlisle. Just a few snippets of the scenery along this famous route. Another venue where I'm long overdue a visit. We didn't stop here on the outward journey, but the 1648 from Leeds is something of a commuter service. Somewhere along here we passed the chairman's train, en route from Langworthby to Crewe. When travelling from Leeds, everything beyond Keighley is attractive, although the world-famous scenery begins, of course, at Settle. The limestone country, which is such a mecca for cavers. Crossing the River Ribble. Penyghent, one of the three peaks. The other two are on the opposite side of the train, so you'll have to look at some of my earlier videos to see them. Horton in Ribblesdale, and a lift that wasn't there the last time I visited. The famous Batty Moss or Ribblehead Viaduct, best viewed from the ground. Now we approach Blee Moor signal box, claimed to be the most isolated in Britain, and a long commute to work for the signalmen. Blee Moor Tunnel, at 1.5 miles, the longest of the many tunnels we've passed through today. And no, you're not going to sit through the whole of it. Snow fences, very necessary up here in winter. As we approach the highest mainline station in England. Then a favourite filming spot of mine, Carlisle. The last remains of the old track to Hawes in Wensleydale. The station was originally named Hawes Junction. As we begin the long descent into the Eden Valley, I put the camera away. I'm anxious to greet my friend, the station master at Appleby, before we continue to Carlisle, where, as always, we arrive just minutes after the Dumfries train departs. So, a meal at Wetherspoons, a late train, and even later taxi, which rather negates the super cheap railway fare. However, a great day out. Thank you for joining me, and with a frantic few days ahead, with charters on 4 consecutive days, here's to the next time.